Statement of condolence, and I call the member for McPherson.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I rise on behalf of my constituents to express our condolences to the family, friends and colleagues of Phillip Hughes following his passing last Thursday after the awful accident at the SCG on Tuesday. It's an understatement to say the death of Phillip Hughes has affected many millions of Australians very deeply. We have been sincerely shocked that a young man in his prime could die as a result of playing the gentleman's sport of cricket, a game that is very integral to our national sporting culture. We shook our heads at the unexpected and freak nature of this accident. We felt for Phillip's family. We sympathised with his friends and colleagues. We scoured the press for those 2 days, hoping for a glimmer of hope that there would be some good news. And we were so saddened by this tragedy and its impact on everyone. Last Saturday, at cricket ovals all over the nation, tributes were paid, minutes of silence held, and remembrance was given for a wonderful sportsman. Others have reflected on his prowess at the game he loved, and his name and scores will be etched in the history books forever. Quite rightly, we have celebrated the skills that enabled him to play at elite level and represent our nation internationally. But what's really struck me, and I think has heightened our national grief, is that Phillip Hughes was not just a great sportsman. As his friends have each attested, he was genuinely a decent human being who set an example for others in the way he lived his life. If there can be any consolation for his family and his friends, it's this: Phillip's life will have an impact for generations to come. The ripple effect will be hard to quantify, but it will enrich our nation for so many years. It can sometimes feel like there are a lack of genuine role models for our young people, but I know there are many young people, boys and young men in particular, all around this country who have vowed to honour Phillip Hughes in deed and action. I know there are parents all around this nation who've had discussions with their children about life and the importance of the values that Phillip Hughes embodied. They've told tearful children as they've tucked them up at night that the best way to honour someone is to live your life in the best way possible. As a mother of 3 girls, I admit I perhaps don't have a personal knowledge of how much cricket can mean to boys and young men. However, one of my staff has an 11-year-old son who plays for his local club and assures me that the passion and fervour her son reserves for cricket is very special. I'm sure there are many mums of boys around our country who know exactly what I'm talking about. I do think sport has an enormous role in teaching our young people values like responsibility, determination, teamwork, striving to do better, mateship, and importantly, how to deal with loss. Most of the time, it's dealing with loss of a game. For the cricketing world last week, it was dealing with the loss of a young man who was a friend to all who knew him and a role model for many others. And while it has been a difficult time for many people, including many who did not know Phillip personally but have been touched by this random accident, it is also a reminder to every one of us to be a little kinder, hold those we love a little closer, and to remember that every minute we have on this earth is precious. I do sincerely hope that the outpouring of emotion provides some consolation to the Hughes family. I hope they hold to the thought that this tragic accident has touched the hearts of many, and it will act as a catalyst to remind them of what is important in life and how they should conduct themselves. There are undoubtedly many who until last week have only admired Phillip's cricketing prowess, and now, having read a little more about the type of man he was and the way he treated others, they will now seek to emulate the person he was, not just the skills he possessed. I sincerely hope the knowledge of this aspect of Phillip's legacy provides his parents, Greg and Virginia, and his sister Megan and brother Jason with a degree of solace at this incredibly difficult time. Australia is richer for the life of Phillip Hughes. On behalf of the people of McPherson, I extend my condolences to his family and friends.